strong, you'll be strengthened to just keep moving forward. Okay, over to you.
Thank you. Good afternoon. So, I was taking notes for the group that was here, and I'm going to give a report shortly based on what I was able to capture. So I know there are some of us who are in the other room, and I know you've learned, and somebody else is coming to report, that is Esther, what she has been able to get. Now here we had two presenters. One of them was Esther Mogendi and Chris. And I want to start with Chris. He was talking about stewardship in digital data before AI adoption. Stewardship in digital data before AI adoption. And he was talking about how we have to have good data before we adopt it. And he gave a story of how AI, and many presenters have said this, relies on data that has been given to it by us. And so it's upon us to provide relevant information to the so, and then he talked about how we are in danger of to it is wrong. And so it's upon us to be good stewards of data, and that's why we were looking at this topic, stewardship in data, in digital data before AI adoption. He also said that data systems can be biased if important information is not given. We had another topic here of gender, and I remember the presenter talking about how AI sometimes can give information that is not good because what has been fed to it is not right, and so it can be biased, especially in matters of gender, and talk of other topics that we can have. And sometimes AI can amplify complications if information is not good, and so there is need for ethical protection of AI. So we need throughout to protect data, and through something that the presenter called the life of that data life cycle management. So we need to know how to plan and process AI data in the course of data stewardship. So basically, that's what we got from Chris, and those were my takeaways. So the other thing I want to present from Esther Mogendi. She was talking about AI, gender, and society and social justice in African theological research. And so she was looking at the impact of AI on matters of social justice and gender. So she said that apart from AI becoming an efficient tool, we need also to be cautious because this information can be taken and it can affect the problem or can contribute to the problem that we've been experiencing, the problem of gender and social injustices. There has been a bias in historical data, and so if we do not focus on ensuring that sorry, just a moment. So I was saying that there has been historical data bias, and so we need to be cautious even as we are using AI to ensure that the same problem is not continuing throughout the process of using AI. So there is something that African theology has been doing, and this is to correct some of the issues that have been there, one of them being gender issues and social injustices. And if we are not cautious, we can contribute to the problem instead of solving it. And this is what she was pointing out. So we need to look at the methods that we are using so that we may not be biased also, and and contribute to the issue of exclusion. So there has been an amplification of global North voices, and these voices sometimes do not align with what we believe in as Africans. And so even in the process of using AI, we need to be cautious. So basically, that's what I was able to get from the two presenters. Thank you so much. Let's appreciate these presenters for giving us good information. I want to invite Esther to continue. Yes.
While he was presenting, our great dean was asking a question. He asked it to me, and I want to answer it to everybody. He asked that we as Africans, how can we populate AI with information? Because when we go to ask questions from AI, he will answer us with what he has. You know, you educate AI to respond to you. That's what actually happens with AI. The information that you get from there is what they have given him. And so, if theologians, Christians, the church can decide to write, you don't need to write a big book. You write small, small articles. And if you're not able to write it by yourself, you can pair up 3 different people to write a single article, publish it. The more publications we make, we are feeding AI with information. It's true, I've written on so many different fields, different things, but I sleep and dream children. I wake up in the morning, it's children. So somebody who's had bits for children can come and we will write a paper for children. The more discipling material we fit into AI for children, tomorrow when you ask, how can I disciple my child? AI will be giving you information that he has been given. He cannot give what he doesn't have. What he's giving us now is what the secular people have told him. But the church, instead of standing up front and feeding it with information, we are backing out and saying, no, we cannot use it, it's not good. And then you say it and you sit in the church or in the house and you ask Google to do something. You're talking to AI. So you cannot, in this age, say no to it. So we are still just talking and following up and telling our brethren, as you sit here, don't let the skill that is within you die, because that skill is needed. Just begin to think, what can I write about? What is it? What passion do I have? What is bothering me? Like she came up and is talking about gender bias. It is because what has been written up to this moment, most of the people who write are men. Women, where are we? We don't write. So who will go talking about somebody who is not contributing? Somebody who doesn't want to say his own part of the thing. But the more we rise and write, and when we are writing, we are like, as it is, this is coming from a lady or is coming from a woman or whatever, that will begin to already balance it. Are we together? Are the young people in the hall there? Please think about what we are talking about, and then we'll be able. We are working on getting our journal. We are already more than halfway gone. An East journal. So if you have a paper, you're welcome to publish it. And the people who are coming to publish at this time, we are not asking you to pay anything yet. Yes, people who will publish within, let's say, in 2026, you're not paying anything. You'll publish free. But when you wait till when everything is settled, by the time you're coming, you'll pay us before you will publish. So it's important. If you have things to write, you have papers, get to us, and we'll be able to let you do it. So at this time, I want to overtake Elijah to call our precious Queen Esther to come and give us the feedback from the other room of what was said. Thank you, Esther.
Well, good afternoon. Well, I'm not going to present. It's just a summary of what we have discussed in the other room. Our first speaker was Dr. Wafula. And he was speaking about ethical frameworks for artificial intelligence in Christian scholarship. And he asked the question, why is ethical framework for AI necessary? It's because AI imitates human intelligence, and therefore its use must be guided ethically. Without ethical guardrails, AI poses serious risks to scholarship, faith, and society. And he identified key challenges that are ethical. One is AI hallucinations, that is fabricated citations, fictional cases, and also misleading information. He also identified plagiarism and academic integrity, that is uncritical use of AI-generated content, piracy and data exploitation, that is AI collecting personal data unknowingly. There is also accountability gap. When AI gives wrong information, who is responsible? Is it the user? Is it the developer? Or is it the system? And also, he identified bias and inequity. That is, AI reflects the data that it's trained on, and often it is Eurocentric. And this creates epistemological gaps and marginalizes non-Western knowledge. I think this is a common thing where we see most of AI content is Western. If you ask for images, you will see white people. So yes, that is breaking epistemological barriers. Knowledge is meant to be shared, not restricted. And in Christian ethical foundation, there is that intentionality, good behavior, and awareness of consequences, that Christian faith must guide scholarship and AI usage. And as Christian scholars, our main foundation is Christian. We research, whatever we write about must be guided by those ethics of Christian. Another solution was data privacy and security, that is protecting user data, and also inclusive policy development, that all stakeholders involved in setting the ethical standards. And he gave an example of even Mababoga should be included. And also monitoring and regulation, that is continual evaluation of AI use. Well, the key takeaway from this session was that the ethical framework for AI is not optional, it is essential. And therefore, Christian scholars must engage AI as informed, responsible, and faith-grounded users. Our second speaker was Mr. Peter Kinyanjui, and he spoke on Imago Day in the age of the algorithm, reimagining pediatric Christian formation and relational discipleship for digital natives. Where the theological foundation used of Imago Dei, that is the image of God, where human beings are created in God's image, and we are created to be relational, to be functional, not just merely informational. And challenges in this digital age, one was, he discussed that it is that algorithmic authority where children and youth are increasingly turning to AI for answers instead of church or community. And also the digital natives, that is us who are born into the digital era, where faith formation competes with digital content. And declining church engagement, where youth question the relevance of church when AI seems more accessible. The loss of incarnation discipleship, he used the example of Jesus Christ. He had 12 disciples. And therefore, he walked relationally with the disciples. And therefore, this digital learning lacks embodied presence of the people around those who are being formed. There is also shallow formation, exposure to content without lifestyle transformation. And he gave the example of where the youth are not going to church. They will just go ask for ChatGPT questions. If it is watching YouTube videos, they avoid anything fellowship, anything that involves people. They are there's just that antisocial tendencies that weaken communal bonds. And therefore, in rethinking Christian formation, he talked the same example of Jesus, that is incarnation learning matters. Because some formation can only happen through physical presence and community. And discipleship is relational, not merely content-driven. He also advised on holistic discipleship, that is spiritual, emotional, social, and moral formation. And discipline, not just feeding content, that is intentional mentorship and accountability. Well, practical responses is being informed, understand AI and its influence, and the responsible use of AI, develop content supported by AI but guided by theology, and also practicing prompt engineering wisely. This is a skill each and every one of us should acquire, prompt engineering. And in terms of curriculum development for children, for the youth, let it be faith-based that can engage the digital natives meaningfully. And also equip the young people to use AI critically and ethically. The key takeaway from this was AI can assist learning, but it cannot replace relational discipleship. That is incarnational presence. And holistic Christian formation, rooted moral agent. And Christian scholarship and discipleship must uphold ethical responsibility, protect human dignity, preserve relational formation, and remain firmly grounded in Christian faith and values. And before I sit, I would give a suggestion. If you want to really have African content, there is a platform by Google called Google Crowdsource. I don't know if you have ever used it. You can download it. And that's where you label things depending on your culture, depending on your language. If you want really to train how we use AI, it's one of the tools that is used in AI, Google Crowdsource. And you can really participate. Instead of playing games on your phone, you can choose just that as a game and just feed information to it. You'll be training AI. Amen. That's all.
Let's appreciate Esther vizuri. Yes, at this time we want to have another presentation from the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Dr. Kinuva. Tumpige makofi anapokuja. So we are requesting for those who are far behind to just occupy the front seats for a certain reason. Thank you.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I hope you are not too full to engage with me. I am super excited to be presenting here. Elijah challenged me into writing something about AI. And I was fearful. And he told me, you don't have to. And I was very happy because he told me I don't have to. Then later on, I asked myself, what am I telling myself? I know we don't like talking much about age, but I am almost very sure I don't have someone who is my age here. And if there is, maybe one or two. And I think it's very rare. But here I am, talking about AI. Tell your neighbor, are you challenged? In mid-2024, our wonderful, wonderful chancellor, he's called Dr. Chad Kosi, looked me in the eye and asked me, Dr. Kinuva,
In fact, he likes calling me Dr. K. And because I'm a truthful woman, not like the truthful man, but that evening began my journey with the use of AI. I told myself, it must start somewhere. And I remember going to somebody and I was a bit scared that Dr. Lydia Wonget would stand, and she was given over 3 pages, tight, about me. I was shocked. Why? Because I publish. If you go online, you'll find a lot of work that I have published. And AI is able to go in there, figure out what kind of this person is, what are their interests. And there I was, before my very eyes, and she told me, be careful what you put in the net. Tell your neighbor, be careful. And that brings us to the topic I was given, or I chose to talk about, responsible integration of AI in Christian scholarship. And we are going to look at the anthropological foundations, literacy, ethics, and digital stewardship. Like Dr. Wonget said, we are not asking anymore, should we use AI? That is an outdated question. The question is, how do we responsibly use it? The question is not, should we use it for research? Should we use it for publication? Should we use it to write a term paper? Should we use it to look for ways to instruct better? Let me see whether there's anyone here who has never interacted with AI to generate. Not the way you just ask a question. These days, if you ask a question on Google, the first answer you get is an AI answer. Are you aware? Okay, I'm not asking about that. You went on purpose in one of the platforms or tools and you wanted generation of a particular information. How many people are here who have done that? I don't want to embarrass the others who haven't done, so I didn't see. If you didn't put your hand up, I didn't see, but your neighbor saw you. Do we do it? Tell your neighbor. Look, when you look at the spectrum between early adopters and laggards, we are strewn in between there a lot, yeah? Early adoption, I'm not talking about innovators because I don't think we are reached there yet, apart from a few of us, maybe like Esther. I've seen her developing an app here and there. The Esther who was here, you could see even the way she's telling people what to do, how to do. Early adopters, or they are nearer early or nearer. I'll not say anything about Dr. Kasili, my brother and my friend, but you can be sure I have converted him. Have I converted you? He's a very converted person now. So the adoption is rapid, and it presents opportunities and ethical risks or questions. AI can enhance research in design, analysis, and writing or publication if it is responsibly used. The risks are such as academic integrity, authorship issues, and theological accountability. What we need to do is to make sure that we ground it, our usage of it, in Christian ethics, stewardship, truthfulness, and responsibility. If we do that by providing practical guidelines for transparency, accountability, and authorship, then we are going to grow. We are not going to be laggards. We are going to leverage technology. We are going to leverage digital space in order for us to move and move fast towards where we are going. The other day, Dr. Kasili was telling me, how can I dare pastor a church whose 3/4 membership are youth and they are using AI and I know nothing about it? What we need is to make sure we are using it properly and responsibly. Now, this is a desktop research that I carried out, and the main objective was to examine responsible integration of AI into Christian scholarship. And the specific objectives that we are going to be looking at, or areas, is Christian anthropological framework for AI engagement, that is the image of God versus the human image. Number 2, AI literacy among learners, faculty members, and even leaders. Faith integration gaps, and then we are going to look at ethical guidelines for AI-assisted scholarship. And then lastly, we are going to be looking at digital stewardship model, linking research, ethics, and leadership. Now, what is the truth and what is convenient? We all know very well just how efficient AI is. There is no argument about it. And when I started using AI, I was wondering, where was it when I was doing my master's and my PhD? My professors would have seen dust. I used to go, when I did my master's at Egerton University, I'd go to the library the whole Saturday and read like 5, 6 books and come out of that place with a paragraph for my literature review. Can you imagine? And I have to wait because I'm working until next week on Saturday, I go and develop another 1 paragraph. If today I sit down and I ask AI, and I ask, I'm researching on this particular area, who has published in that area? Which books can I read in that area? What articles are available in that area? Within a click of a button, I'll be having hundreds and hundreds of references. Are we together? But you have to be very careful, because if you just take something, for example, from ChatGPT without verifying, you may find GPT just sat down. I don't know whether it sits, because we chat with it. And I say, you have helped me so much today. If you were a person, I'd have invited you to my house for Getheri. And then it laughs and says, and I'll come with the avocado. How does it even know? That is information that is fed into it. Are you seeing? So I think there's a way it sits down somewhere, and it can make its own references which are not true. So when you click, you look, and you find there is no such reference. It's not true. So you have to be very, very careful. Why should we think carefully about AI in Christian scholarship? Because there is an increase in the usage in academics, in research, and in writing. And it raises questions about authorship, accountability, and ethical boundaries. Yet it can enhance efficiency, but there is a risk of over-reliance and superficial reasoning. Christian scholarship, or scholars, need to discern AI's role in knowledge generation so that it does not replace your thinking, your argument. I was just talking with my friend, Dr. Kuria, and I was telling her one of the reasons why you don't even need to use a tool to detect if work has been done by AI is because that writing is soulless. It has no life in it. You can tell. This is a machine writing. There is nothing there. There is no pneuma. There is no life. There is no spirit in it. So it is even the language it uses is very, very superficial. It is devoid of emotions and devoid of the humanness that makes us unique. AI must serve human judgment and theological reflection, but not replace it. We need to make AI a servant, not a companion, not an authority, but a servant. Are we together? How does AI impact Christian academic norms? Number one, it offers efficiency in literature reviews, in data analysis, and in writing. And the risks, of course, is that it dehumanizes whatever it is that you're looking for, and it causes, if it is over-relied upon. Now, somebody will argue with me if that person is Elijah, and he'll tell me, I'll generate information, and then I'll put it in another tool. We have tools that are used for humanizing what you got from GTP. Are you aware? How many people are aware that we have tools for humanizing? You see, only a handful of us, but I'm impressed. Because before, in fact, I was hearing him saying human eyes. I was saying, Until he laughed and he said, no, I'm saying, he's very soft-spoken, human eyes. I said, oh, there's such a thing. I didn't know until Elijah happened. It should be viewed as a companion, not as a neutral tool. Many students, faculty, and leaders lack training in ethical AI use. Integration requires balancing innovation with faith-based scholarly values. As you're sitting there searching for information and you're a student, you're writing a term paper using AI, ask yourself, am I still Christ-centered? Am I really doing the right thing? It's supposed to enhance your thoughts. It's supposed to assist you, maybe refine. Maybe you have written, not all of us were born with English. You'll hear some people saying it came with a sheep, especially if they are from the Murimani there. They say it came with a sheep. It came with a ndege, something like that. You can write. Some of us are not so good. Put your thoughts down. And then use an AI tool to refine it. Or maybe just correct your grammar, because we have tools that can help you correct the grammar, make the flow very good, make it become spruced up. But it should not be you relying on AI to do your work for you. Ask yourself every time when you go to that particular one you like, whether what you're doing is actually Christ-like. Is it value-based? Now, one of the things that we must remember about the culture and foundations of Christian scholarship is that it is very, very important that we always remember that we are made in the image of God. There is nothing AI can do to become like you because you're made in the image of God. Number two, humans possess spiritual, moral, and relational agency. And it has been said again and again since morning that these things are there with you and me, but you will not find them on AI. AI cannot reproduce that difficult word there, or supernatural truths. Number four, moral and theological judgment remains exclusively a human responsibility. And number five, that AI can assist in tasks, but humans guide meaning and ethical reasoning. In fact, I heard one of the speakers we had here in the breakout session He said that that AI, sorry, I think I've lost that thought. I'll come to it as I remember. Okay. Why can't AI replace human judgment? It is because it is not relational. It is not ethical. What I wanted to say there is that whatever it is that you feed in is what you will get out. Are you getting me? What you feed into AI is what you'll get out. And what I found so exciting here, I think I had never looked at it like that, Dr. Wonget, that it is because of publishing that when another scholar will go into AI and ask, what do you say about quality of education? And AI is going to bring out all the papers that I wrote because I've written about quality of education. If I had not written, where would it get it from? From any other author who never wrote. Therefore, my values, my reasoning, my person that I put into the writings that I do will be missed out by the world because I did not put it out there. Scholars must remain critical in their reasoning and theological in their sight. Your knowledge about God should go with you wherever you are or wherever you go, even when you go to AI for information. AI outputs may be biased or limit deep reflection. Like we were saying, they're very superficial. If you don't put yourself in there and write, it's very easy to know because that writing that comes directly from AI is very superficial. It may have very big words, but you don't feel the emotion. You don't feel the intellect of a human being in it. It is lifeless and it is soulless. Proper use requires human insight or oversight, especially oversight, discernment, and moral responsibility. What are the risks of over-relying on AI? One of them is cognitive atrophy. I say this with a little bit of heaviness because I lost a very close member of my family through what is called presenile dementia. And I remember when we were going to the psychiatrist, he kept on telling me, give this person puzzles. You know crossword puzzles? Give him every morning to do. But I think by the time he was referring me to that, it was way gone. So it made me to start finding out about the brain. What is this dementia? And I learned that as we grow old, our brains die back. Dying back, it means it dies from the outside coming in. That is why if I were to take a CT scan, for example, together with Elijah, the doctor will be able to know my age and will be able to know his age through our brain. And sometimes if your brain is not regenerating, is not preserved well, you don't eat well, you don't use it well, you can be 30, but you have a brain that looks like that one of someone who is 50 years old. I learned that time that when you teach your brain to do difficult things, it has a way of reopening other channels. These ones are dying, but the others which are not open, it will reopen them so that it can be able to channel information. Did you hear what I said? So when you engage your brain and you do difficult things, like the things sometimes I do, that is why sometimes if I engage you and you're half my age, I would just look at you because I'm thinking you're arguing like a 70, 80, 90-year-old. Why? You're not learning, you have not engaged the muscle of your brain, so it is slowly dying back. And that is one of the greatest risks that we face in the overuse of AI. You're going to be 20, you have been using AI to do all your work, to do all your term papers to do all your assignments. And then by the time you're 40, your brain looks like that one of a 70-year-old. Why? It is dying back from underuse. Are we together? Students may adopt efficiency-driven approaches, but the risk is that they are going to be bypassing ethics. We also risk reduced critical thinking and deep theological engagement. That is one of the things that make me fear a lot about AI. Since 2024, I sometimes don't want to bother my brain, yeah? And before that time, if you told me, write me just a paragraph in 3 seconds, I'll have a full paragraph of about 100 words right from my brain. But these days, I find myself going to AI, give me this, and then I look at it, I put in my spirit and my soul. Do you think that is growing or going this way? Eh? I'm not looking at you because I don't want to see where you are showing me. Algorithmic outputs may come with biases and errors. Biases like we heard from Esther, which again was corrected by Dr. Wonget and said, maybe women are not writing about those things. We are not writing about discrimination. Maybe men are the ones writing, yeah? But for error, that one I know for a fact. That if you tell it to give you references, and you just copy and paste and put those references without counter-checking, my friend, utachimba chini. Ambia mwenzako utachimba chini. Na pia utalilia hapo pahali pengine penye sitaki kusema ni wapi, hapo ndio utalilia. The other risk we have is lack of AI literacy, which can lead to misinterpretation and the misuse of the same tools that are supposed to help us. Now, one of the gaps we have in Christian scholarship is what Esther was saying. You can actually learn how to use AI. Now, very few people still, we may think because we are here, but we are scholars in one way or another. That is why when I asked how many people have used AI to generate information, almost every hand went up, apart from maybe 5 or 6 in the whole of this room. Because we are scholars. Now, does your mother use AI? Does your father use AI? Does your headman use AI? Mzee wa kijiji. Does Mama Mboga use AI? Not very many of us, and those are the majority. Because also it will depend on your literacy, it will depend on how adaptive you are. There are some of us, you may be even a professor, and you don't like new things. In fact, I heard the other day somebody saying, this technology is not for everybody. Shindwe. Please do like that with me. Shindwe. If Dr. Kinuva, if Dr. Kinuva can use it, who are you? Ask your neighbor. If she can do it, who are you not to do it? Many students and faculty, and even our leaders, especially in faith-based scholarship, lack faith integrity, AI training. You may know how to use AI in terms of generating, but what is guiding you? What are the values that are guiding you? How are you doing it? That is lacking. Because there is a lot of the secular AI, the AI as it is developed secularly, is very efficient. And that is what drives it. It's not about how much information can you get, how fast can you get, how vast is that information. Now, those are the principles that drive AI. Ethical use equals, and spiritual formation is where we should be taking our literacy. Our students, our faculty members, yes, they know the technical competency. They know I can go to Gemini. They know I can go to Grok. They know I can go to Chat GPT and the many others. Bridging this gap ensures that AI enhances rather than replaces human reasoning. How can research one? And I asked them, organize it for me according to APA, the 7th edition. Hallelujah. Now, if it was before, I'd be sitting there putting a comma. You know, there's so many commas to put. A comma, putting a full stop, knowing where to put, to italize, knowing where to do what. Now, all I do is to make sure that all my references are clean and they're good. Then I put them on one of those AI tools and I say, kindly organize them according to APA 7th edition. And voila, before I can get myself a cup of tea, it is there. Hallelujah. You can use it to support systematic reviews and study screening. Like I said, you're doing a particular area, and you can ask for all that information in that particular area that you need. Which are the books that are available? Which are the journals that have been published in this area? And I even go further. I say, I don't want anything that is beyond 2024. Even when I ask, I forget and I ask, it brings you to 2000, 1999. Then I'll ask, who asked you for 1999? Please give me from 2024. And it will say, yes, madam. And then it will just remove all those 19, and give me what I am looking for. Reviews. Are we together? And you can see, I've given examples of the tools that you can use. Data analysis and visualization. I don't think I've used any one of these, but it is doable. Enhancing writing clarity, grammar, and style. I hardly do that because I love reading. Ethical use of AI in scholarly practice. Number one, maintain human oversight in all outputs you get. Number two, document AI usage and check for biases and for error. Number three, AI can enhance clarity in organization, but Christian scholarship be maintained. Number one, let it be faith-informed management of all AI tools across research, teaching, and publication. Number two, ensure that AI is a tool and an account. Ensure AI is a tool, not an accountable authority. That is an error there. Number three, integrate research design, ethical oversight, and publication practices. Number five, let stewardship promote ethical, relational, and reflective scholarship. Let it be supported by institutional policies. For example, as we have an AI policy, and because we have not really used it for long, we need to keep on looking at it and seeing, is it actually working? Is there a place we can enhance? And then leadership, accountability. Who then is going to steward the use of AI? Number one, researchers. You have to adopt AI responsibly, validate outputs, and maintain originality. Number two, supervisors and mentors. Are you mentoring someone? Are you supervising someone? Guide the person that is under you, whether it's a mentee or whether it's him, and then you yourself model ethical use. Number three, institutions. It's the work of every scholarship to provide training, to enforce policies, and monitor. Last year I published 6 articles. And out of that, Dr. Wonget named me the researcher of the year 2025 at least. And when I was publishing, some publishers don't bother, and those are few. There are others who will tell you, if you use this percentage of AI in your article, it will not be accepted. And they will tell you, we actually put it through certain tools to make sure that you have not crossed that line. But do you know what is more interesting? Is that the majority of those publishers that I used last year, they just tell you, disclose. Tell us what you used it for. That is called being accountable and being responsible. Are you hearing me? So next time when you publish, and your publisher tells you disclose, are you sure you're going to disclose or you're going to lie? Ask your neighbor, will you say the truth? Number 5, leadership. Let's promote digital stewardship frameworks across campuses, across organizations. How can AI be used responsibly in academic writing? Number 1, like I will tell you, when I was looking at the area that I wanted to research on last year, I had the idea, wrote it down, this is what I want to know generally. And because it could have taken me maybe 3 days to thrash through and come up with a good